Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, folks. Welcome to SKTV. Welcome to SKTV Live. As you join us, let's share the show. Tell us where you're following us from. Let's share the show. Good morning, good morning. Let's share the show. Melbourne just joined us. Melbourne, man, why you can't all red today? You for Barrow or what? What's going on?
Yeah, no, I don't be for Barrow. I'm an IE person, just that sometimes we got to do like this, to tell the people that indeed we are not only associated with only one color. We love all of the colors because, mind you, all of the colors are so important. So to just be with one color, I think it will be a waste of time. But I'm great. Thank God, my brother. And everything, how you end? How can you accept our head just getting butches? And someone will say,
My man, I don't know that one. My head, I get him push the cool on the side. We got a position ourselves. Like in la bro, I ain't get that word for a long time. Push it here. I ain't get it a long time.
Mose, your name is already Mose. Now they will say Mose, cut your hair. No, actually, I was to cut SKTV people. I was to cut my hair today, and Steve.
I mean, you left the show. You left the show yesterday.
Yeah, man, and that was just so
Why
bad.
Why you need to be doing apologizing to the people? You there talking about Moses, call your hair, all the other different. You know that the problem with you. You the time when you so
yeah, so that more people come on. Let me tell you, Steve, this station, Truth FM, is the biggest among the rest. So when things happen, our people, our channel listeners, they know exactly that. In fact, we inform them with all of the facts. Truth FM here, all the time, been here, nobody care about the quote here. They say, oh, they bring the news, and then news was not factual and so forth. So the management of Truth FM go to court to go and clarify that. So no, because it's just so easy. So everything we say here, we don't just talk, we want to talk. So my brother, indeed you are correct. We want to say this at maybe as we have been given the platform and the opportunity as we go along with the broadcast. So we sincerely apologize for what happened last evening, which was, of course, we missed the SKTV show. Let me tell you, I don't know how come, but this show now, the SKTV show, it's just been admired by so many people, including even our own dynamics. Every time, look, Steve, liability.
we went down way because you gave me gossip, but you don't want to talk it clear. Are you talking about liability or who you talking about? Yeah, that's so we need to work. We need to work with liability to bring him so we can bring in SKTV see that room here to hit him up because they made a political order too.
Oh yeah, no, but like he's a politician though. Don't mind all that entertainment. Let me tell you, Steve.
Yeah, so start working with the band. Start working with the band. Maybe next week we can bring liability on the show. Next weekend, either Saturday or Sunday, that I arrange a day based on his schedule. Let's get him to come. So that we can talk some.
Yeah, you're right, Steve. Because especially with his latest Truth FM National Achievement Awards. So maybe also because of all of these things we're going to bring on. So
my man, you will be talking about war, that you will be discussing the war part. Me, I'll be discussing the political part. Yeah, I won't put him in situation again. No, I won't ask him.
No, nobody in the country can why I got to use Steve. No wonder last evening that the my God, you put a show on them no Steve and someone last evening, let me be frank. And the courts keep coming back to back. All of our mothers, in fact, Steve. So I promise them that next week, let me tell all of our mothers, sisters out there that next week we'll be having 2 forms. Are you sure we always do for the female? Steve, because the women they say they can struggle a lot. They can come in the maybe.
Any female that call that phone, that man a funny man.
You better be trouble.
I'm telling you, no, we're not going to talk around. Any man that dare call that phone you a funny man. Will need you funny man.
Easy. So my people. Yeah, don't mind Steve. So Steve, well, Molly, my deaconship. You know, Steve, let me tell you today, I was thinking about, but I think right now, I think
what other guy say he let it wait to Clement Swing.
Yeah, Clement, I know Clement Swing. That's good, my brother. You know, let me take Clement.
Wait, my man, your friend man say he let it wait to is it?
Oh yes, no, I have no issues. Because you know, Steve, it's very easy. Steve, this country is Liberia, and here we have close to almost 80%. No, Steve, you probably thinking different way, but the way
no, I think it's different. And I think you don't bring on the show, yeah, I pick you.
Always spoil my deaconship. In fact, when people are, I get to the church now. I step for here. Steve always spoil my deaconship. But Steve, how can I even if I become deacon when even our elder deacon, they may not even do nothing good. So people just keep calling me, maybe I think don't forget my deacon business. I think what they are doing now.
Yeah, but Monk, my man, what's up? What's going on, bro?
Man, nothing much. Yeah. We in our corner. Doing what we got to do.
Yeah, today we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
I know you're probably here up with the with the whole Nico Tech or whatever you call them.
The latest scam on the block.
Yeah.
You said that even your kid making figure it out.
Yeah, I know you were here always in a little bit here, but folks, let's share the show.
Share the show, guys.
As we're getting situated, a lot of things going on. Melbourne, but let's turn to you, Melbourne. What's going on in the country? What is the latest? Or do you have anything social question we want to hit before we get on to the latest?
Yeah, because today is Saturday.
Sorry, Chief. You get anything social you want to?
Well, so far so good. Apart from what we were discussing about on last evening about some of the social activities, especially from our sisters and other Sata Cody and other Mr. Cody. But unfortunately, we were not able to remain on up to that. But on today is Saturday, as usual, Liberia, especially when weekend started on Friday, we see a lot of Liberians, out there, enjoying themselves. Sometimes I wonder as to what really going on. Are they thinking about, in a book of Proverbs that talk about, give people strong ones so that they can remember their sorrows anymore. So it's like Liberians now, because the way politicians are treating them, so it's like maybe they don't care anymore. So they are saying, okay, we're going to enjoy our life, no matter whether we receive 1% of the budget, whether we get little thing or not. So socially, that's my own observation. I don't know about you and Monk, but I know you have been observing some of these things for a very long time, where indeed you see Liberians when you come to some social activities, even though they say they don't have money, but when you go to some of the entertainment era or Steve and Monk, you are a bit surprised to see our people merrymaking. So as one wonder, also what's the secret?
Monk, what say you? Do you have any
On what? Concerning what?
Concerning what Melbourne just said? He said, what is it? He asking what is the secret? The people merrymaking, they don't have food to eat, but the merrymaking all that.
Well, life goes on. You cannot change the outcome of life. I mean, you cannot worry too much. You cannot take life too seriously. At the end of the day, you look, let me tell you something. Worrying does not have a single day to your life. Even though I believe in a balanced life, that you cannot party all the time. You have to be out there. You have to ground. You have to make ends meet. You have to push yourself to the limit, because all around the world now, opportunity is getting scarce by the minute, especially in the age of artificial intelligence, especially when you don't have a government that is innovative to come with more opportunity and jobs creation. Let's see what you do. You must live and having fun. Look, one of the things I learned, scraps contribute to a lot of sicknesses in your body. I didn't know that. Even when you read about how they can call it stuff, man, metaphysics. Because when you talk about vibration and frequency, like your behavior on a day-to-day basis, you can be at a higher level or a lower level. When you're into stress and suffering and poverty, And when you are into worrying, it reduces your body's vibrational frequency. And when you are vibrating at a lower frequency, that's when your body attracts sicknesses and diseases. So people that are happy, people that are in laughter, people that have better expectation for the future, they are most likely not to contract sicknesses and diseases in their body. I didn't know that. It was something I learned recently. So the time when I see people making, I can just tell you, don't do it too much. You have to have a balanced life. But equally so, your body needs it. It's just part of life. Go out there, have some fun. If you want to go to the video club, you want to go to a bar in the restaurant, you want to hang out with friends, you want to go to the beaches. Look, they got people here that walk in nature. It's part of the healing process of the body. You wake up, you just see some people walking in the park early in the morning to go for a stroke. Look, see, we want to make it in life, but you guys we can care ourselves. And that's just about it. You have to balance this life, my brother. That's how I see it. But in the case of Liberia, I think they're getting it too much. I think it's a lifestyle now, like every single day of the week, sometimes Monday. I don't know about too many people that will go to a club or a bar on a Monday or a Tuesday. I mean, on the weekend once in a while, yes, but if you're doing it in 7 days a week and making it like a lifestyle, then it becomes a problem. Yeah.
Well, Melbourne, to answer that question, for some people it's therapy or it's therapeutic. For some people, they see it as a distraction. But on the other hand, let me be very honest with you, Melbourne. Most time people don't like to hear this, but this thing has turned into addiction now. And it is a serious threat and a menace to our people. And this is not mutually exclusive to Liberia. It's all around, even in the US. But then you get people in America who they must have that red cup when they go to party. They must drink. And when you tell them that they're addicted to alcohol, they argue that they're not addicted where they are. Secondly, it's a serious threat because it has health implications. It does. Alcohol is not good. Even when you read a bottle, you know, some people justify it, but everything you do in life is not good, whatever it is. Well, not everything. Some people justify too much of this will not be. Well, you got a point there. But the truth of the matter is, even the Surgeon General in America, or all the alcohol bottle that you can drink, all the liquor that you can drink, there's warning on it. The warnings are clear. The warnings are there. So all I'll say is people use it for different reasons, for recreational reasons, for therapeutic reasons. But at the end of the day, the people, like Monk said, the people who do it every day, my man, they get some people who, you open their fridge, my man, that's so liquor. They wake up in the morning, they drink. Who wakes up in the morning before they even brush their teeth or conduct the personal hygiene? They gotta drink. Some people before they sleep, they have to drink. It's troubling. And when you say it, you're being judgmental and you're trying to judge and you're trying to do the bad. It's sad. It's unfortunate. It's sickening. But the worst part is for those who are in Labrador, you don't have food to eat. But they will rather go and assemble to the club in the night. They'll rather go and assemble to the club in the night. You know, the father they hustle for all day, they use that same father to buy liquor and they drink it. Then the next day, it's like they think their problem will go away. Your problem will not go away. No, that's not true. Yeah, Monk, I know you want to come and go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You are saying something. Go ahead.
And so it's sad. It's unfortunate. Like I said, it has some serious health implications. Now, when it's health implication, it has mental implication. The more you drink, your mental acuity, your ability start to decline. You know, drunker than all want to argue with you. People who want to drink will all want to argue with you and justify it. That one is not my business. Me, I've been clear on the record. If I'm a friend of yours and you die, and the reason for your death is alcohol-induced or drug-induced or whatever, I'm not coming to your funeral. You're a fool. No, I'm not going to come there. I'm not going to show my foot there. You're a fool. You chose the path of a fool. You decided to shorten your own life. I ain't got no problem with that. Secondly, the one who passing around and get DUI and arrested. I had a friend of mine who called me before. Oh my man, the people come and take my car. Man, I want for you to please come and get me. I said, take your car for what? And the man say, on the influence, and he get a phone to the cop, and the cop called me, you know, and the cop say, you know, and we need anybody to come and take the car, anybody who can come and just take the car, whatever it is, and so forth. And, you know, and I told the cop, I said, I'm very sorry. I am not coming there. No, I'm not doing that. I encourage the cop to tow the car and let him walk, or they can carry him to prison or jail the next day. He will move on there. Me, who in nothing? Look, I don't subscribe to that. If you are a responsible person and you are going to go out and act grown and responsible, just make sure that you are taking charge of that. You are fully prepared. So I told him, he said, oh, you ain't got money to call Uber. I said, well, my man, you ain't got money to call Uber. I said, I want to have my business. It doesn't concern me. And guess what? I did not show face. In Melbourne, they pick him up on a Friday, Monday before they let him out. I don't subscribe to that kind of foolishness. I'm not part of that. I'm not being judgmental. I'm just realistic. You choose that path, I will support you there. But that means you can't go drive, pick you up. Then you take. What's wrong with you? The time you are going there, you know that you're going to drink. You responsible enough? No, we're not going to do that. So he went to jail. He came back from that day. A couple of days, he was not speaking to me. I said, no, you get out of that. Maybe wherever I want. I mean, he'll be on that kind of foodie venture. I'm not part of that foodie life. No. No, I'm not part of it. And yes, Tiola, you are very right. If society is depressed, they tend to alcohol, sex, and drugs, or whatever it is. 100% true. So yeah, so the people are depressing, like bro, like a lot of depression, a lot of things going on. But when you go talk about depression, generally, they'll start speaking in tongue to you. They start making it look like it's a religious thing, and they'll say, hey, demon doing that, it's one a devil doing that, whatever it is. So I ain't yeah, I ain't
right?
No, I ain't got no time to waste, bro.
So Steve, as a normal person, because I've seen some people talking about the Red Cup, Franco Cece talking about the Red Cup. So as a normal person, what's your own, or maybe ratio, or maybe how often you want for someone to consume alcohol?
Well, quite frankly speaking, I wouldn't even encourage anybody to consume alcohol. You see, the thing that can make you happy, it was inside you. The thing that can make you sad, it's there too. You just got to discover how to make yourself happy without alcohol. Let me say this.
Do you also know, Steve, that there are other people that don't easily talk until when they are given little wine, or maybe little thing to drink, right?
Well, then that person don't need to be talking. Then that person don't need to be talking at all. They just need to shut them up. Well, let's be very serious. Because if you have to be under the influence of something for you to talk, then I mean you got serious talking problem. You need a speech pathologist. You need somebody who will train you how to talk. You need to go to public speaking, take some classes or whatever it is. No, let's be clear. We can't use alcohol as a means to say you got to take in alcohol to be able to do this or do that. If you think alcohol will be the only way to make you to do something, then you have some kind of deficiency. You certain thing are wrong, certain thing are right somewhere. You understand? So what I'm saying in essence is this: I will not encourage anybody to try alcohol or anything, because we don't know our genetic makeups. We don't know if when we are exposed to these things, we can get addicted to them. And I can tell you this, Melbourne, one of the problems, one of the things that destroy people's life very easily is the drug and the alcohol.
Indeed, I agree with you.
So even expose yourself to it, and you become addicted to it, to get from it, it's a problem itself. So I don't encourage anybody to even venture around it. Don't try it. Don't listen. I don't have to smoke, I know, susha or whatever it is to be people.
Yeah, because
smoking susha don't make me people out. Drinking don't make me people. Getting high don't make me people. In fact, getting high puts you out of your own control of yourself. You know, I hear somebody told me, say, what other guys trying to justify smoking weed, talking about, man, I think it made you smart, and it can make you open, whatever it is. I said, well, then you haven't been smart, because if naturally you're not smart, you need to take weed to be smart, you're a fool. I can't depend on your smartness. Who told you weed can make people smart? Who told you when you hide you smart?
But Steve, if you want to go back also, even though we don't have lots of time for all of these things, but then if you go back again, the Bible also talk about, he said, don't give too much one, right? That means a little small thing so that you can be Ezekiel.
No, the Bible has never. Listen, you see that the problem that you're the Christian man. That's what made your default, and I don't want to go there. But the Bible never talks about don't take small one. I told you here before. All the pastor then who told you Jesus into one is a lie. It's not a truth. It is not a truth. Secondly, this whole idea that you take small thing and don't take small thing. Let me say this to you. When you read Proverbs, I think it's 30 or 31. 30 or 31. It talks about a king called Lemuel, where he was being advised to not even take alcohol. Not only so. Let me tell you something, Melbourne. Alcohol has the ability to alter your mind, to change your mind. That's why in this country, DUI is a serious crime. Because when you take alcohol, the way you sort of function naturally, you can function naturally like that. You know, I hear one of my brothers saying, I'm gonna take it easy. People take alcohol for many reasons or whatever it is. What the reason for which you take alcohol? Can you find another way to be able to solve that problem? Can you find another way? You know, they've even gone to the extent wherein they have alcohol now to get people seduced, to get women seduced. I don't understand. I just don't understand. They're taking it to the next level. My man, you can't, nobody might not fool you. You can function naturally and normally as a human being in the absence of alcohol. Yes, it's possible. You can. Until you can train yourself and discipline yourself to that, then you revert to alcohol and you become an alcoholic and an addict.
Well, so thank you. But even though I still have a follow-up because my yeah, so my follow-up has to do with because talk about people who don't easily talk and how we here have been interacting with so many of them like that. Monk, I hope that maybe that you are seeing them through of your lifetime and so forth. There are people out there who don't easily talk. Monk, even you step on them, you do anything to them, anything happen to them. In fact, even when they are around you, Monk, they don't easily talk until when they tell they say that we can call here in Liberia. That's the time you hear them bringing out their, those things that are hurting them, things that in them, things that they've been keeping for a very long time. So I will say yes, on the other end that alcohol is bad because why? In fact, for a matter of fact, for poor people, the book of Proverbs talk about that don't, because alcohol will not carry you nowhere. It will make you poor more and more. So for poor people, alcohol is bad 100%. Because the little resources you have to go spend it behind alcohol, and that's bad. But again, my point is, it makes other people to be active. It's why those people who are not active, like you and myself. You, Steve, talking about maybe two major things, alcohol and drugs. But also, the book of Proverbs also talk about woman nursing. Right? The book of Proverbs also talk about woman nursing. Too many women being will also lead to poverty.
Well, so I'm not sure if you're comparing the both, because then that would be two different things. Yes, if you choose to get more than one woman, even in other religions, one of the requirements is you should be able to take care of them, basically. That's the actual word. You should be able to support them. That is the actual word. Because by nature, women are expensive. Let's be honest with that. But in the context of alcohol, Melbourne, listen, everybody's grown. People got a right to do what they want to do. I'm not here to say don't drink. I'm not here to say drink. That's not my place. But I will always tell you what the truth is concerning these substances. Melbourne, I've seen alcohol ruin people's life. I've seen people who got millions and billions of dollars in bank account, people who are successful. Alcohol destroy their entire life. Substance or drugs destroy their entire life. I am saying it's a risk. It's a dangerous path. And when you get on that path, more likely so there is no coming back. Some people do once in a while, but it's hard. This is very, very hard because the craving and the urges will be there. And it takes a long time. It's very expensive. So, I mean, and that's why when I hear the plans about how they want to take care of the substance abuse and the quote unquote Zogos in Liberia and so forth, I don't see a long-term sustainable strategic plan to do that, right? And it's because they've probably not reached out to the right people to help them do that. Let me say this, Milbo. Sometimes we don't want to talk certain things in public. We don't want to blow certain homes in public. But Milbo, I'd be honest with you. I'd be very honest with you. People who choose alcohol, people who drink it, who are making it, who are making the case for it, or whatever it is, guess what? It is their right. Maybe they're at a place where they're addicted. They just don't want to accept the fact that they're addicted. And it's a struggle. It's a huge struggle, my man. It takes a lot. It takes a lot away from you. But the interesting part also, it predisposes your children, whatever it is. We advise and recommend, pregnant women should not even take alcohol or other substances or whatever it is. They shouldn't, because it passes down to the child or whatever it is. When you're drinking, it's a bad thing. It runs through the blood and so forth. So that's why your blood alcohol level can be high. So when we say some of these things, we know we're saying it we're not saying it because you went temporarily get drunk and make yourself temporarily feel good or whatever it is. It's got to be more than that. It has to be. You have to develop some other healthy coping mechanisms to help you. And just rely on alcohol all day and you just, it takes away a lot, man. It does. It takes away a lot. So
all right. So I agree with you. So let's move now. I guess you want to.
I don't know if Monk has any other thing you wanted to contribute or say.
Yeah. Maybe Monk want to add up to us.
Well, I don't have much to say. For me, I got my own philosophy in life. I know what can get me happy. I know when to withdraw. I know when to go out there. I know how to regulate my life at this stage. When you reach certain age in life, nobody need to tell you anything. You are responsible for your own life. For me, occasionally I drink a couple of MGD, which is mostly less than 5% alcohol most of the time, especially during the summer when they're extremely hot. Once in a while, I don't need a mood swing for alcohol. I would drink a couple of beer, maybe once or twice, all depends. And sometimes when I go to a public gathering, we lecturing, I see people hanging out, maybe I'm gonna take a couple of bottles of beer. That would be the most, because I know my limit. I know how my body reacts to alcohol. Matter of fact, it's not a habitual thing anyway. It just once in a while. So this whole idea that you need to drink beer before you can talk or some hard liquor. The thing about this hard liquor, you look at the alcohol content. Like tell people, when you put something in your system, you have to be very careful, because all the organs in your body, they are very delicate. Your heart, your lungs, your gallbladder, your intestine, these things. I mean, and you look at the kind of a hard liquor and to just waste it in your system, I'd be like, what are you thinking about? I mean, I can understand maybe you take a glass of wine or maybe one bottle of beer, but this hard liquor 75, 65 proof. Brother, you are killing yourself, and over time, and if you cannot self-regulate, that's why it comes down to, look, maybe when the Bible says know thyself, you must study yourself and know yourself. Maybe I can go out to a social gathering. The moment I start feeling some kind of emotion in my body that I know that I need a rest, no matter which occasion it is, I will walk out and come home and sleep, because I know how important sleep is to the body. Because whenever your body is telling you to sleep and you refuse to sleep, if you suppress that sleep, you know what happens for the rest of the day? You're just going to be like, you're going to be lightheaded. You're going to be dizzy. You can never concentrate, because sleep that's something that's so come naturally. So at the end of the day, it's not about only the substance and the medical aspect, the risk aspect, but it's all about knowing yourself, when to do something and when not to do something. If you know you're someone who can drink liquor in the morning, you get severe headache and sore throat, why should you continue drinking? That's just a sign that your body cannot tolerate alcohol. And like I said, it comes down to self-regulation, knowing yourself, and just knowing exactly when and what to do at any given point in time. That's just how I see it.
So quickly, Steve, to you, and then more quickly before we go, please, I beg you, 30 seconds. Sometimes people see people who drink alcohol as terrible people, bad people as sin. Sometimes these things, thank God, I will even maybe chipping on some of these things. People that make a drink liquor. They team you. That's the kind of life we live. Monk, on the verse you have done, they see the one that drink liquor as a terrible or terrible person. But the one a woman has, they see that one maybe as somebody who is bloodborne or something. But Monk, what you want to take and Steve on this?
Well, let me say this to you, Milton. I stand by my position. Those who choose to drink, whether you drink in moderation, like Monk said, whether you control yourself, that's a personal choice. I have never had alcohol in my life. There is nothing on earth that will make me to put alcohol in my mouth, especially willingly and voluntarily. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in that part of life. If you choose to do that, it's okay. But it's also okay too for people who don't do that to see it as something that they will not do. So people saying that they don't do it, or they think that it's a risk, or it's dangerous, or it's bad, does not necessarily mean anybody passing judgment on you, because at the end of the day, you're still going to drink anyways.
That's it.
So, I mean, people take it personal when you say this. You know, I went somewhere and somebody tried to offer me a wine cooler. And I told the person, I said, I don't drink. Why should I cool myself down with wine? Cooling myself down for what? To do what? You see? So my thing is this, Noble, from a personal standpoint, and I will say anywhere I go, everybody got their personal beliefs or their core values or whatever it is. Nobody here to change anybody. I'm not here to, you can tell you one beer, you maybe you can tell you one beer, which I know you can tell your team, but none of my business, maybe don't tell your team because you're running for a team.
So on the radio that you are accusing the incoming deacon, isn't that a no, the same thing I dropped on the they see us as the worst group of people on this earth.
Let me ask you now. So you can tell your team that you can tell your team.
No, Mo is my lawyer. In fact, Mo is my right hand man.
My man, hold on. You can't tell your team.
Look, my young man, I will tell you that it is not a crime.
No, I like it is a crime.
And two, let me tell you this.
My young man, no, that's not answering the question. My young man,
it's not about taking things. So we'll be asking each other questions. So I ask you, I hope that you answer too.
No.
And you know that I want to watch the show. So that means
you get what I got?
No, let me tell you now. If you go back to the Bible is not against drinking. That's the question.
No, you can tell your team.
Hello, my young man. Is the Bible against drinking? No. Don't waste our time. That move. Man, y'all can't be here, man.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I can't wait for that movie.
Let me get you some of the short and long term rates of alcohol, right? Impaired judgment, lack of balance in coordination, vision, and reflex. Apart from intoxication, long term health issue can be depression, anxiety, increasing the rate of suicide, and weight gain, diabetes, impotence, and sexual performance problem as well. Those are just
so Bebo, you out of part of the last two part. You the last two part.
No.
So why you think you put that there in Zigo? I don't know why you put that there in
Zigo. Mom, don't bring it to the demon thing.
You don't forget the deacon.
You hear what the thing say? The thing say, Lecoq and Mary Kodogen were.
Yes, let me tell you. There's some people who can work. You know, that one there's no consider when they also just talking today. You move to don't mind Steve, don't mind them. They just want to speak about what they can work. Look, Steve, there are some people the way Monk was saying, I agree with Monk. There are some people alcohol has to look not good for their body. And
my man, they say the research say the thing can work. But it won't focus on.
He won't yell at her, but he won't compare a woman as
the research. How many percent?
Over time, it's only can work.
Oh, that means when you do it over time, it can work again. Or
yeah, I will tell you so. Leave it.
No, and I even how to do even liquor. There are people, Steve, there are people like you who don't even drink liquor, or you are if you are push and start.
No.
Now people think probability, but we talk about increasing the chances.
No. People that win that department, people that win that push and start department, have some medical problem or someone a deficiency. You understand? No. Maybe when I see what you brought up. Those people that support us on serious medical problem, but what Monk are talking about? You're not having that problem, but you're creating the thing that will cause that problem.
Yeah, increasing your chances. That's what it means. It mean that you will get it or you have it, but if you pour alcohol and then you increase the chances. So
that means you get anything.
So let me end this. So what Bebo is saying, if he already are pushing start when alcohol, we hearing start. No matter if they're pushing.
Maybe you put a food in there.
So if you are pushing start, then alcohol, then you get killing yourself more because you won't even start even when they push you. Even when they hold you a jump on cable, you won't start again.
So big.
Mom, let me tell you, I just interested to see. Let me know, Steve. The entire thing today about all the alcohol and stuff and so on, my brother. Sometimes it can just get rid of all of the stress. Whether you put your start to, you not put your start. My boy tell you, let's say you don't want to know anymore. You just move down and sleep. Ever you sleep, because most of us men, Steve, we are putting start. Sometimes.
No, start saying that.
No. My brother, whether you can take alcohol or not, let me tell you, Steve. No stress. So, Mark, I come in, Mark. Mark, you can be doing the research. So tell us, no more stress.
So clarify that statement. What about most of us men are putting start? That statement, clear.
Quantify it. What are you talking? Clarify it. Quick. Talk. What are you talking?
Oh God. No, but Steve, it's not about alcohol. But there are a lot of men out there who are also putting. Let me be frank. With all the jealousy we're doing, some people complaining, the woman not perfect, the woman not straight, the woman this, my brother. When we hear some complaints today, even if you open the line for social interactions, you will hear some women complaining that most of their husbands or their men are putting start. And
the argument Steve is making, then you get alcohol to be in that position because you only increase your chances of getting worse than what you already are.
Let me tell you something about the push and start thing before we get into the politics. Let me tell you some of the origin of some of these things. You see, some of our friends, some of the men, they involve homosexuality. That in itself can lead to push and start. Listen, some of them through their life they misuse themselves, such as they won't prove a point to women, so they start taking those tablets and those pills there, and they start taking those different enhancement, right? So over time, guess what happened? Well, you can't function naturally again. And I agree that some women, we have sat on some cases to where you ask a woman what's going on, she don't want to tell you. Ask a man what's going on, she don't want to tell you. Ask a woman what's going on, when you go find out, that push and start trouble they eat, right? But let me say this. Let me say this. Yeah, I'll be very clear on it. But push and start situation, my sister, you don't have to be there. It's okay for you to get a divorce and go. It's okay. It's okay for you to leave the relationship. Because look, Melbourne, natural men, I want to hear on the beginning on Facebook, you're writing phone, who are the real men, but you see women that you care about, that you attach to. You don't so be ready. Somebody will be pushing, starting you or something.
Yeah.
You say you'll be inside the party, inside what time it is.
They get to react. They're gonna, as soon as they receive that phone call that are coming, square them already in gear.
Thank you very much.
They all meant to push and start. You crazy?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You see, you are saying things. So me, I'm very clear about certain things. If the push and start something, then you do that person. You understand?
So you're right. You're right. I agree with you, my brother. I agree with you.
The play where they know, and that's why I tell my brother then the other time, don't take medicine, don't take all the things, because those things get long-term side effect. That woman setting you up for failure. Let me tell you right now, my brother. She's setting you up for failure. She is, and I'm gonna lie to you. She said, pushing star. You get, and at the part in the community too, where who in the community, they are here making noise on our man from Equatorial Guinea. If we watch chess on the background, and maybe those men in there pushing starting in the home. So that they still have the community, then you jail the man. Where we going? Mom, how you look at it? The men having the community that are full of they man, jail the man. You know, so get that man walk.
I know. The man pro record. The man pro King Solomon record.
Let me be frank.
Yeah, but let's hear from you from politics. You got to get into the politics.
So yes, it is. So I'll send you a mock or follow up the the communication I think coming from, I don't know, that was Response or something coming from ECOWAS. Was that ECOWAS or something? Please, I want two of you to check it out quickly. I think so far, that's the latest news that I'm getting from the ECOWAS, or better say, with their I don't know, negotiation about what's going on. But apart from that, the politics stay the same and things still going on. I'm not hearing 1 minute, let me see, 1 minute ago, for immediate release, November 16, 2024, President Bouaka suspends Assistant Minister of Information Matthew Yemplu. I knew that they're going to happen. So 1 minute, see what we were talking, the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Yeman Bouaka, suspend Assistant Minister for Information Matthew Yemplu. So that's the latest news also that we're going to add up to all of our information back home. Yes. So far, so good, my brother. Apart from all the happening from the, I don't know, scholarship, $25 million scholarship about fire, deleting or post from the Foreign Affairs website, and so forth, back to back, all of the politics back home, all of the disagreement between the lawmakers, ECOWAS, negotiation, and so forth. So far, nothing much. We move apart from the latest news now that I'm just talking about with this suspension of the Assistant Minister for Information and the ECOWAS communication that are forwarded to you and that among. So far so good. These are some of the latest and trending news in Liberia.
Well, thank you so much. We'll get to that Andrew situation because it ties in with the whole scam here. It does. It ties in with it. Also, in other news, Honorable Yega Kolowa is also reporting allegedly the police director is being investigated in Sierra Leone. I know he will probably call on the show today. You can call me. Honorable Yega Kolowa, if you're following, please, we'll definitely let us ask you some questions in that. We don't take lightly what you say. We feel that you are credible. And so we definitely would like to hear from you on that. There are a lot of different news going on. We're seeing the communications from ECOWAS, and also from the majority, quote unquote, majority black.
Yep.
So we will delve into that. But Mark, you've been doing the research on this whole NEPCO. But before we get to NEPCO Tech, folks, if you're just joining us, please help us share the show. The NEPCO Tech situation is the most recent scam that the government of Liberia presented to the people of Liberia about scholarship, taking them for scholarship to abroad, which is Canada, allegedly, and the United States of America. That I think they start these few days. So, I mean, Mark, what say you? How far are we with the scholarship business?
Well, the scholarship business for me, I just went over there and did some research. I made some phone calls to get, you need to get people of views. And when it comes to the review of Nicotech, the whole intention as to why this organization was even established, it was established in Western Ghana in a village or town by the name of Ada since 1998. But they say the way to hell is paved with good intention. Every time when people got good intention, there will always come criminals and other people with different intention that want to use it to maximize profit and to make money off of other people because they think that people are gullible. People want to come to the US and Canada. They can use it and make money. The whole thing about Nicotech, if you really go back and do your thorough research, you will come to realize is this same, how they call it, the I-20, student visa in the US and Canada that people use it to come to this country. That's the same business model they are using, but guess what? They want to make a profit at poor people expense. When the whole thing about $25 million loan scheme came out, because it's an unsecured loan, non-collateral loan. But when you read it, the terms and the conditions and some of the requirements that are needed, no, they got it front end and they got it back. And so when you call back to Ghana and ask some people who've been scammed by the program, they can give you a lot of insight. This thing, Steve, is a scam. And if people around the country are listening to SKTV, I'm not going to tell you. If you think you can take a chance, you can take a chance. But I am telling you, it's a big time scam that you will end up being the victim. And Nicotech, the way how they operate, Steve, they got something called their terms and conditions. Like I said, the devil is always in the details. When you go to their own terms and conditions, they structure it in a way that they cannot be held liable. They cannot be on the hook. The most they can do, they can take money from you, like they get it, how they call it, the readiness fee, 236. They want you to take an English test for $400. They want you to come up with a bank statement with 40,000. How many individuals in Liberia at the moment, students or someone who want to improve their prospect of a job, can come up with a bank statement of 40,000 US dollar? Is that even possible? Let me just give you some of Nicotech, some of their terms and conditions. Listen, Steve. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, just a few of them. We do not guarantee acceptance of any university or master's program. We do not guarantee the acquisition of any loan, including the mentioned 100,000 non-collateral tuition loan. Not guaranteed. We do not guarantee the acquisition of R20 visa or any other immigration document. That's on you. Salary information and job provided are not inclusive. For inclusive purposes, the job market is constantly changing. They're already telling you that when you come here, you can get a job, but they are telling you again, no, we not guarantee you that because the job market is changing. There are possibilities that you could get your degree either way. Instead, you won't be able to get a job, but yet you will be left on the hook to pay that loan. And they say that it's a non-collateral loan. And let me go there. Some of the requirements, he says some user may be required to provide. Look, these people, they are criminals. Some user may be required to provide credit history collateral, even though they told you it's a non-collateral loan. In their own terms and conditions, they are telling you it's a collateral loan. So how can you even take that seriously? In their own terms and conditions of Nicotech and other financial guarantee in order for you to qualify for a loan from our network of financial providers. So what they do, they come here, they make contact with some bank. Maybe if they cannot provide a 40 grand on the front end, maybe they will tell you, say, okay, you can bring someone who is co-signing, like the same way for certain colleges and universities when it comes to student loan, right? Maybe your relative, because they assume that some of your relatives might be here, or friends or people that you know that may be residing in the US. No, that's a collateral right there, because someone got a co-sign for you, and they got a lot of banking institutions that they came here and negotiated with, but then they are putting under the impression that, you know what, there's an unsecured loan, it's a non-collateral loan. No, everything you are doing with Nicotech, you are doing it at your own risk. That's why I said the program is scam. They don't have any financial stability. That's why even your own foreign ministry went and took down their website, because they themselves cannot make sense of this. But I don't know why they are even entertaining these people in Liberia, because at the end of the day, you will carry the brunt of the burden. So I will be warning people, look, Steve, our country, I really don't know why people will even entertain that. If the government herself were interested, right, in helping Liberians to forward their education, why are they not making down payment, at least in the form of a subsidy, to help struggling students? You ever ask that question?
Well, but Monk, that's a good point, because we better get into this, because this is very concerning. And from what I'm sensing, putting two and two together, they've always wanted to find a way to get rid of Sarah Bezel. We need to get to the bottom of who brought this up. Right now, guess what? Even though we heard from the guy from the Ministry of Communication, what his name, Jeremy Pierre, which is the Minister of Information. Even though we heard from him, he was on Spoon Talk. And he sold this idea, because previously we are not really, he went there and pushed this idea to as well. Even though we heard from other people from the Unity Party and the rescue government who has been pushing it, but it seems that they want to throw all of this to the feet of Sarah Bezel. Now, here's a question I want to ask you. Do you think this will get Sarah Bezel out?
Well, I don't know. Maybe if more information come out there and people start throwing light on it, like the lack of Mountain Colleague and other people that have been up there doing some research, some extensive background check, you have to expose this scam, because I know it's a scam. It's an I-20 and F1 student visa guarantee program that is being repackaged and rebranded in the name of Nicotech. And one thing they will tell you, they will say, oh, preparation school. 80% of this loans will be for preparation. The question is, which preparation school are you talking about? Because they want to tell you that, oh, it's a 5-year program. You will spend 2 years in the master's program and 3 years practical hands-on experience, with the possibility of making anywhere between 60,000 to 105 or 150,000 US dollars. The question is, even if you are successful in Liberia and you came to the US to study a STEM course, Do you think you are going to leave the job market in America, knowing fully well that even America and other industrialized nations, they make a lot of emphasis in STEM-related courses? Are you going to leave the U.S. and go back to Liberia to go and look for a job? And there was a lady who had a lecture series at the foreign, how they call it, the ministerial complex that they from Ghana. You could just tell that she was lying and making stuff up. They are telling you, of the 250 Liberian students that they are targeting for this program, they would do it on a incremental basis, right? Because they also thinking that there are some students that will come in that will abandon the course, or maybe that will decide to stay. So of the 250, they will be testing 50 first. Can you imagine that? They will be testing 50. So my question is, so other people that met the requirement that's supposed to be part of that 250 students, are you telling me if you are going to be bringing that in, if you are going to be bringing them to the US in terms of incremental number, let's try 50 first and then what? So are they going to be waiting for 5 years to look at the outcome of the previous 50 before they can get on the program? Is that what you are telling me? It just doesn't make sense. Steve, you come to Liberia, you say you want to bring 250 students and you set the preconditions for their qualification, but you are telling me you will be bringing them in budget of 50 and the program is a 5-year program. So how do you do that? Let's assume I'm qualified. I got my uncle here who can co-sign for me. I can meet the financial requirement. I can pass the English test, the skill test, and all the stuff. Are you telling me if I'm not part of that 50, I will have to wait for 5 years or maybe 6 years to be able to come to the US to complete my program? Does that make any sense to you? And let me just give you two more terms and conditions of Nicotech. Just listen to this. I think it's number 6 and number 9. Let's know what they say here. Our services primarily consist of providing information, guidance, and assistance, which means they are a third party. They got nothing to lose in this thing. That's one. Then they say international study may involve some unforeseen cost and fee imposed on third parties, such as university, visa authority, or any other service provider. These costs are outside of our control. So even though they are asking money, they are requesting money from you on the front end and on the back end, they are telling that even if you come to America, there are possibilities that you will incur other charges in the program. See, I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand something this simple. There's a scam and there's a lie. These people just want to milk ignorant people that they believe that they can use and get money, because all the front end fees you'll be paying, all the back end fees you'll be paying. Who do you think is going to end up to? It's not coming to the University of, to any university of America in this particular scam program. It's going into the pockets of the people who believe to be playing the role of a third party. So technically, they get like a staffing agency using university program that already exists to make money off of you. That's exactly why it is when you put it in the total nutshell. I will stop there for now. You can come.
Milborn, what's the name of the guy that they just fired? Can you send me what? Can you please send me what he posted, because we'll read it. It's in conjunction with it. But Monk, here is the thing. You wrote
so let me do that quickly.
Yeah, send it to me, please. Monk, you wrote on your Facebook feed. You wrote an interesting thing, calling straight out. This is one of the very first I see you. I don't want to use the word coming out swinging, but you came out straight and you said, haha, Nicotech will be an educational version of the Ayololo buses.
That's it.
What do you mean by that?
Well, it's the same old thing. You come up with a scheme and you think you can defraud people or maybe the government of money for your own or financial gain. This is the same as the yellow machine, the gentleman agreement, the Ayololo buses. Someone went to Ghana, like I said, they sit down in their infinite wisdom because they believe that Liberian people, we are so dumb, we don't pay attention to financial transaction on a governmental level. So you think you can go and take useless and old buses that the Ghanaians are already abandoned, you can rebrand it and repackage it to come and get millions of dollars from the Liberian budget. That's just why it is. It's the same thing you see happening with Nicotech. How many, look, Steve, when you call Ghana or anybody that know about this program, how many students can even tell you that we are a beneficiary of the thing? Only people that got money, maybe few of them. Even the requirement for entering your university, the question is, I keep asking people, in Liberia, when it comes to STEM courses, now our screen, only few Liberians, even those that reside in America, will come and venture into engineering and IT and all those stuff. My question is, even in the US, that's why the H-1B visa, the F-1, and all the visas were created for, to bring students into STEM courses for them to stay here. So if you are thinking this program is for you coming to America with the expectation of going to Liberia, that's a lie. because they understand that more than 95 or 98% of a STEM educated student in the country, he will want a job here. Why the possibility you could get an top IT job in Liberia to pay anywhere between 75,000 US to 100 and some more $1,000 US? Does that make any sense to you? So they know what they are doing.
Mark, we have a strange guest join us to talk about some of the educational other things going on in just a second. But let me. I got the information. Let me. I will ask you among this question because this is interesting. The government wants to distance itself from this program. The government wants to do that. So they're throwing it on Sarah Beslow Yanti. But in another form, the government is also standing with these people as evidenced by Joseph Yuma Boaka firing this Matu Yemplu guy. Now, this is what Matu Yemplu wrote. I'll just read excerpt of it real quick because of time. Liberians should not invest one kobo in Necotech scam program. This is what he states, quote, no amount of face saving on a national disgrace will help the foreign minister. Either she owns up, this is interesting, though. Either she owns up, very good. Hold on, guys. I got to send this link up to our guest panelists. We have a guest panelist here today. Very interesting. The conversation will get very, very interesting.
Yes,
This Matthew is with it from what we've gathered. He would I don't know how to call it Macat or whatever you call it, Mac or whatever it is. So that's what he states. No amount of face saving on this national disgrace will help the foreign minister. Either she owns up to this colossal embarrassment she has caused the government and the country, or we have to tell the Liberian people not to invest a dime in this. Please follow Liberians. Do not pay 1 cent to Necotech to study in the United States. Necotech has no way, zero chance that you will get admitted into a U.S. graduate school, nor secure the loan, grant, or financial aid needed to study in the United States. Monk, I'll leave it right there. So here's my question to you, which I would, the same question I was in mind. Why would Joseph Yuma Boakai suspend this man? Why did he suspend this man?
Steve, I don't know about the political aspect because the political aspect will always be there. I'm just telling you based on the investigation, based on our own research, and just looking at a total scam that is so easy, like I said, that even your caveman could figure it out. We are just calling out the fraud aspect and the technical aspect of this stuff. I know there will be some political repercussion. I don't know how the president is going to do it. It was one of the many reasons that the Ministry of Education retracted the original link of Neotech from their website because they were misled into believing that this thing was a fully funded or program, only to realize that no, that was not the case. It was a self-funded or self-loan program with additional fees that will be incurred in the future. So that why I asked, if the government really want to push STEM students into making, why they never make some some down payment? Because I know that's what the government, therefore government can get scholarship, government can make investment in the program. But in this particular program, no, the government herself is not even investing or done. That's why I keep telling you, it's a scam. The people, even if people will be fortunate, few individuals will be fortunate to qualify for this program, at the end of the day, they are going to carry the cost. It has nothing to do with the unsecured loan that the program is fully funded. No, the only thing that I know, the people who are playing the third-party role between you and university. That's why the lady told you yesterday that you are not even coming to any Ivy League institution. They got the low-level, low-ranking colleges that they made negotiation with. They just calculated the cost. Okay, they did a simple calculation. Okay, we'll look at your room and boarding, we'll look at your books, we'll look at the cost for credit. In 2 years, we can estimate that it will be $100,000. The $100,000 is not even guaranteed. If the bare minimum for the program to finance the education is not guaranteed, if they are asking you to come up with a $40,000 collateral as a backup for qualification, apart from the money you pay in the back and the front end, tell me, Steve, how can this be true? How does it even make sense to the average person? on the Nicotech program.
Yeah, but Monk, most recently, Liberians complained when the new U.S. ambassador came to the studio after he came to Liberia and was confirming everything. Liberians complained that they've been denied, and he was in studio and he was clear about why Liberians have been denied visa. So out of a sudden, a Ghanaian company comes in. Now, please, let's go back to history. This is another Ghanaian company. We were on here the very first time we heard about this. We came on here, I think, a week or two ago. We told you guys we're going to delve into this, that this was a scam. We told you guys from the get-go. We said we're going to do the necessary research and come back out to you guys. Today, we are coming back out to let you guys know that, again, we are in another scam. Melbourne, why do you think Joseph Boakai suspended this man? Is Joseph Boakai aware of this scam? Is he part of it?
Well, so again, Steve, it is indeed frustrating because, like, some of our Liberian citizens are also crying that indeed they voted for this government, especially for the rescue team. They were thinking about good things happening, but to see the way things going, it is indeed frustrating. And let me be frank, and let me say many thanks to Matthew Yemplu for coming up or speaking out. Let me be frank, I do admire his write-up on last evening, even though there are a lot of reactions, messages, or in fact comments and so forth on his post, but you were very brave indeed to say yes, indeed, even if you will sack me, but this is the fact. And let me be frank, Steve, look, see our education system in this country. Where are we as people? To even go to scholarship to do good. No, this country is just another country where people where politicians feel that they can only play on the mind of the people. Because all they want is, these people, the only way, because they put a voter for us, so they gotta be happy. So even when it comes for them to bring these or bad things that will not even be in the interest of the people, they will do it. So Steve, this is bad, this is terrible, and I think the foreign minister, she got to speak out because, mind you, she was one of the candidates. She was one of the candidates that contested in the 2023 elections. And because of her stance, because of her experience with national issues, connections, they said, come and serve as foreign minister. You can't come and serve or to be serving the Liberian people and things going the way things are happening on your watch. So I think she got to come out and speak out because these things are all embarrassing. Let me be frank, Steve. Even to the extent that, for example, quickly before you come in, if you put there Johnny Mador as your name and you put any kind of photo, the website will accept you and tell you congratulations.
Yeah, but let me ask Monk this question. Monk, the fact that the government rushed, let me not use the government, Joseph Boakai, because the letter of suspension had to have been signed by Joseph Yuma Boakai. The fact that Joseph Yuma Boakai suspended this man in less than 24 hours of his writing against it, does it also mean that Sarah Beslow is not the only one to take full responsibility?
Steve, she's the foreign minister one. And I think she works in collaboration with the education ministry because when anything that contains visa, you will have to revert to government issue policy as well. I know government got to get involved. Like I will tell you again, I'm not so particular about the political aspect. And I know we'll get to the political aspect and more information keeps surfacing about the big time scam. We will get to the political aspect and there will be some fallout. I don't know how the president will do it, who he will fire, who he will suspend. I know we'll get to that stage. My thing here is if you are in Liberia and even considering this program, with the information that are available now, don't even dare to attempt doing it. Save yourself a headache because there is nothing but a big time scam. See, let me give you a typical example, right? The DV program already exists, right? That people can go and play lottery. And the guys on agencies that know the requirement, let's say you myself can kind of say, anybody that won't play DV in Liberia, we can make it further simple for you. And we can play a third party role. We know the DV program already exists by itself, but I will give you the picture requirement. We could fill in the form for you and make sure we get everything done, but just pay our particular fees. That's why I'm telling you, this particular Nicotech is a rebranding of the I-20 student visa program and the F1 student visa program that already exists. There are few people who think that they can weaponize it to make money off of people who are vulnerable. That's why they keep telling you we are not held liable for anything yet. So it's almost like someone selling you a pie in the sky. There will be some program, whether Nicotech exists or not, there will be people who will come on F1 visa. There will be people who will come on I-20 visa from all around the world. Certain people just look at it and say, you know what, we can take this to another level. They rebrand it, they repackage it, and take money from people who are gullible. That's exactly why it is. So all the front end fees and all the back end fee, they will be able to reap that benefit. Why? By giving you no kind of a guarantee on anything. You will be left on the hook, and it's not unskilled on your own.
What kind of message is the United Party-led government sending also that the freedom of speech issue, they got to clamp down on you, even when you are saying the truth?
It's sad. And that's a question that I'm thinking about asking you and Mark, because last night the suspended assistant minister post, someone also talked about his dismissal or his suspension. Then another person said that because the reason is because he has no authority as junior minister to talk to the government, only the justice minister. So I was like, wow. So I tried to do my own research to find out as to what this is true. If this is true, then that means no wonder why our governance system is going the way it's going. So that means even if you're into the system, you can't talk nothing negative or nothing bad, or everything you talk about is just good. Because if you talk any negative thing, and maybe you are no more there, maybe your life also, or maybe could be threatened.
This is very interesting.
That's why it says, yeah, from the executive mansion. Let me read this stuff Maybon sent. He said President Joseph Boakai suspend Assistant Minister of Information Matthew Nyemplu for term indefinite. It said Joseph Boakai signaled with immediate effect suspend Mr. Matthew Nyemplu from his position as Assistant Minister of Information Services at the Ministry of Information, Culture, Tourism. The disciplinary action against Mr. Nyemplu stemmed from the breach of interagency communication protocol, sidestepping of norms and best practices, and act unbecoming of the government official, especially one in the capacity of a spokesman. He will serve the suspension without pay and will be subjected to an investigation to determine the need for further action. The suspension of Mr. Nyemplu arises squarely over the present disregard of established channel, not the merit or demerit of the entity highlighted. The leader has meanwhile cautioned official of government to always strive to scrupulously uphold standing precepts governing internal operation procedure and general policy direction to the institution. So we are yet to get, he's not coming clear. We will know exactly over time the main reason for this, because this thing is a vague statement. I mean, you telling you about protocols and somebody, no, we want to get the main reason, and there is something that led to that. I don't know if it's associated with the Nicotech issue, but it just sounds too good to be true, but it sounds stinks to the high heavens.
It is associated with Monk. It is associated with it because this guy was criticizing, basically calling Asera Bezlo-Yenti that she disgraced the government, and this whole thing is a scam, as we've said. That this whole thing is not realistic. The government should stop. They should stop saving face and come and tell the Liberian people the truth. So he got suspended for that. So yes, Jackie, he got punished for saying the truth.
But why? But Steve, if that is the case, why he didn't do the same for the Ayololo bosses people when they pull out came out with a yellow martin scam? Because they are all scammers, they are all criminals. So you cannot say the Deputy Minister of Information will be held liable because he broke certain protocols, because it's a simple thing. That's what I said. The moment I did that research, I said, no, this Nicotech is the educational version of Ayololo buses and the yellow machine. It's the same old scam. It can't what happened in the education sector. That's all.
So yeah, so it seems like it's going from ministry to ministry now. But even getting the foreign ministry involved into this, the foreign ministry of Liberia cannot guarantee visa for Liberians coming for scholarship in the United States or Canada. That's not how it works. So and that's why from the get-go we call it out that this was a bluff, this was a scam, this was a lie, and this was another way to dupe the Liberian people. We said it right here, and we got insulted and attacked for that. But here we are today, again, to the truth, like we told you guys about this whole Ayololo buses thing. This is troubling. This is problematic. The Joseph Yuma Boakai administration is from one scandal to another, one drama to another, one noise to another. So let's move forward a little bit. We'll talk about the educational aspect, because our guest that's will be joining us is having trouble. I think he's trying to get the ScreenYard downloaded and whatever it is to follow the protocol or process of ScreenYard, whatever. But here's something interesting. La Brempona serious. There are two ladies. They're twin. I think they're Nigerians. No, I think Nigeria see Labro as a near play where they can. I know they're Nigerian or Ghanaian to come and hustle. There are two ladies who are twin. They came to Labura, identical twin. They decided to come to Labura. I believe, from what I'm hearing, I'm not sure how true that is. To be able to go to whatever, I'm not sure they're a musician or what, but to be able to go see them, whatever it is, guess what? More, you got to pay 20. So what's the identical twin? Let us say there's no identical twin in Labura. No.
They see Labura that the young Yana.
We just had a man go there.
That control the scrap passing.
Yeah, we just had a man go there. The men are going in Jerry. Jerry can collect a share and give it. Well, we're not serious-minded group of people. Okay, they're celebrities from a show. Thank you so much. They're celebrities. Oh no, we're someone for you. We real for that inside. So.
See, you know what caught my attention yesterday? That Ghanaian lady that was having that little workshop.
I don't even talk about that because for me, I don't want to waste my time on some of these things because, mind you, Liberia is the only country where we celebrate foreign people, we celebrate other people, but we don't care about our own. In fact, we even mock our own, we criticize our own, and everything. So for me, well, that's the country I will find ourselves more go ahead.
You know what was more interesting yesterday listening to that lady? It was senior brother Melvin the shoe that sent me that link. I wasn't even paying attention. You know, he always on top of most of the event happening like bro, he always follow the link. I was listening to that lady. I was telling people, I said listening is a skill all by itself. You need to know how to listen with intent. You know what that Ghanaian lady said, our young men that was sitting in that little question and answer kind of a session? This program is not for poor people. She said it right there. It's not for poor people. She said this is now a hand out. It is a hand up. I was like, do you guys really understand what she just said? It's not for poor people and there is not a hand out. Because you come to a country like Liberia, you got people who struggling. Like I keep telling people they got to reassess how to go to school. Because at the end of the day, going to school is all about getting your job, it's about getting your profession and a skill set to be able to take care of your family. You looking at this woman, they're telling you, is there anything like brother called credit check? Do you have credit? Do you have any credit system based in Liberia? There's some other thing that will credit check that this program now for poor people is a hand up and now a hand out. She said it right before the end. Nobody caught that particular part to answer a question. What do you really mean when you make such a statement? I said she just a scammer and she's selling you a snake oil right before you and you just are not paying attention to what she's saying. But we say this is what SKTV is here for. We are not perfect. But when it comes to this thing, we will always get the right and credible information and we will put it out there. It is your choice to take on what we are saying or to go with the flow. But SKTV will always keep doing her part. We will vindicate the information. We will make sure we source, our sources will be 100% correct before we can come here and tell you everything, whether it's the university, whether it's the process. Matter of fact, you could go through all the front-end requirements and still not guarantee you to enter any program in the US. So just understand that you are taking your financial risk with the possibility of incurring more debt in the future with no assurance of any job or any technical hands-on experience, and everything you the one are going to shoulder the cost. That's just something you should know from the get-go, from right off the bat. And we are telling you on SKTV, we did it with Ayololo buses, we did it with Yellow Machine, we did it in South Korea, we did it in Indonesia. We will keep doing it for as long as we remain on the radio. So it's up to you. They say in the age of information, ignorance is a choice. Nobody is responsible for your ignorance. If you sign up for that scam, it's up to you. SKTV is here.
Well, thank you, Mark. Interestingly, 4 days ago, this is what I wrote on my Facebook Moses page. You can listen to yourselves that ECOWAS will solve your problem. Folks, we are down to it. Monk, I don't know if you have the communication for ECOWAS.
Oh yeah, I get it. The ECOWAS mediation, I can in fact tell you that it's dead on arrival. the majority of black rejected their recommendation and said they are sitting there at the legal block based on the rate of prohibition that was rejected by the Liberian from the Justice Department or the Supreme Court. So technically, they are legitimate black, and they won't subject themselves to any recommendation from the ECOWAS mediation team. So that particular negotiation is dead on arrival. That's why.
So what we'll do is suspend that, hopefully for today. But I want to get our guests on because Milton talked earlier about the educational system and so forth. Our guest today has done some extensive, not only research, but reaching out physically to the human being and to the people that are in different parts of Liberia, right? To be able to gather some of the raw information, we turn around as data. Some of we watch him, we see what he did during the WIA-led administration, and I like the fact that we're here in political. You know, that's what interests me about our guest, right? And so this guest has been able to gather some of the information. Most recently, he posted something that has caught the attention of Liberians and other people around the world. So let me welcome our guest on to this so we can have this conversation, keep it in context with where is Liberia headed. Director Weeks, welcome today. How are you?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Brother Moses, Steve.
Yes, it's good to have you on. I know you ran Paramonia or some kind of program you ran in the last administration, and I'm not sure where are you now, what's going on, but please introduce yourself to the Liberian people or some of the people who don't know who you are, please.
Yeah, for those, I am. Though my name is up there, I'm Kwame Opa Wicks, the former Director General of the Liberia News Agency, and I ran one of the most famous programs on the time I was at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism, known as the Panorama, where we go across the length and breadth of this country to do a panoramic view and delve into other things that journalists around the country thought that they were taboo or they were futile. There were things that's not the hard news, but it was hard news. We brought it to the limelight and made it, very relevant.
Welcome to SKTV. I know it's your first time being on here. Really, really want to welcome you to this conversation. Today we're talking about where is Liberia, and fundamentally we know, and other people might also be aware that one of the foundations of any nation or group of people, whatever it is, education is critically important. What do you say about our educational system as a country, and based on some of the research and the documentations and the documentaries you've done so far? What would you say?
So if you're talking about Liberia education system, we're all going to refer to either the UN table or some international table. Even in the great United States, you will sometimes hear, their leaders be like, our students, our countries our students are behind China in math. We're behind Germany in this. We're behind. This is not a country that will openly, say these things. You saw us doubling down even amidst all of the bad lack trains, no equipment, all different challenges that the University of Liberia face. And if I can go on and on and on, that place is like a cesspool of disease. You can quote me. And they just introduced a PhD program. You're not even getting there's a joke in town that if you went to the University of Liberia as a student and you were, say, 20 years old, you should expect to graduate at 30. So they know you're supposed, a common BA is at 4 years. The other 6 will be, on strikes for teachers, no pay, different demonstrations, and all of these different things. So you got to position 6 years on the side, And this is supposed to be, you know, the light in the darkness. Our university slogan, or, you know, or the higher blended in the country. Now, if you bring that down to the counties and the high school, like that Catawba high school that viral recently, I'm glad for that was able to slip through the cracks to give people, you know, a little hair scratcher to say this is the country that we have, and we think we can just bully our way out on the international scene without being educated.
Okay. Well, Monk, do you have any questions or any concern for the director?
For now, right now, I mean, maybe I can elaborate further, but for now, you can continue.
Okay. So, Mabel, do you have any question, any concern for the director?
Well, first of all, I just want to say thanks to him. I've been following him, even though he and myself will have back-to-back messages, and unfortunately, sometimes he didn't reply. But today, he see me now, and I guess that maybe moving forward, he's going to maybe respond to some of my messages, because we also, you know, in the media, there are some human interest to it, and for me, I believe it's some of the human interest to it. Close to 90%, and he always into that. So whenever there's this situation, sometimes attack him, I forward some information to him. So, Mr. Weeks, I want to say thank you for your well done, and I know you say you're able, so just check out some of our messages, and you will definitely know. But again, with that situation coming from Nima, and I think you have your own say also with the debates, activities that went on sometime on Wednesday. Was that Wednesday? Yeah, indeed. Between Tuesday to that on Wednesday in Nimba, in district number 7 to be precise, from the Batua Bar, it's a Batua Bar school, right? And I saw you also share some of the thing, yeah, bar having your own say. So, what's your take when it comes to these things that happen, especially with our educational system? Seeing even the teachers, the principal, those people who are teaching the future leaders,
they have no clue. One brilliant question, and thank you again, my brother Johnson Mayborn Kula, right there. But there are a few things that you have to know when you talk about Liberia educational system. As it stands, we have a very low enrollment when it comes to our education system. Liberia has one of the higher rates of out of school people who will come and drop out of school because of $5, literally $5, or teachers bullying them, say bring new pounds, they don't have it. And many students are older than the appropriate age. Mind you, you will find a 14-year-old in K2, and you find a 14-year-old graduating from high school, but then they're graduating only on kind of progression, but they have no clue of what they're having. And the reports, there are some stats that show around like 36% of our primary teachers, and you have secondary teachers that around 29 are whooping, 1/3 that are qualified. That's from the latest report from the UN. And then you talk about poor physical infrastructure. Mama, you go to some classroom down here, you see perforated blackboards. Children still sitting on the floor. You have to carry old gallon to school. You know, the building is open. You hear the first, second, and third grade in the same room, separated by one piece of cloth. You know, and then it leads to low academic achievement. Well, you know, one of the weakest system we have. And then what's so sad is like US, you gotta go. There's compulsory PTA. You gotta know what you know. You got to attend these meetings. If you can't, they'll throw your child out. But here, the man pay the so-called school fee for his son. Even he's not even sitting to teach the little boy. All that with gonna leave mother and she has to fend? I mean, I can go on and on and on and on. But brother, with our education system, if you cannot have dry rest ingredients and expect gravy. Let's break it down. The ingredients for our education is only rice, red oil, chicken soup, and pepper. When you turn it around, you will never eat chicken, nothing in that, because that's not part of the ingredients. In order for us to have good jollof rice and chicken and all of that in our education system, government must provide these things. And government care and they don't care. They care because UN or all of these different, maybe UNESCO or whatever, or all of these different educational programs will come in the country. Even the country will give education ministry a budget and all of that. That's the care they have. But do these schools that are just there in the community, do they find out that you pay? There are schools, multiple high schools in this country, where you pay maybe $200 for, say, computer class, and you never saw a computer in your whole life, but they will still keep taking that $200. You know what I'm talking about. You will pay for basketball. They don't even have a basketball court before you even see the ball. You will pay, I can go on and on and on and on. So it has to be more of a holistic approach. But are they aware? That's the problem.
So Director Weeks, really quick here. They on one side we can say it's the government, but what we saw in Ban, is this a reflection of? Is there a reflection of our educational system in the next generation? Because what we saw, it's terrible. What say you?
I must give it up to those kids. I can't beat on them. They don't have the tools. Because why it's true that the world is modernized. If you're armed with a smartphone and some data, internet data, I mean, you can struggle. You even though you got to have the knowledge how to go online to find stuff and educate yourself, but they're challenged. There's nothing there they're working with, and you will. Most of these kids come from school, especially places like Bonn, all of these places. They come from school and go straight to the farm. They come from school straight to the farm. Tradition or culture telling them that you must be on the farm, or because of the hardship, if they don't work, they won't eat. So your lunch it happened our time, but we did that on the weekends. So after school in Zwedru, then when we were kids in the late 70s, like you will leave school and then you have to walk 3 hours there where you will not eat, because that's where your lunch was. But not like in the case with Bonn and all of these different places. Even the ones I had mothers come to me, Mr. Weeks, just in our community. They just pull my daughter out for $10, 1,000 Liberty. They just pull my daughter out for $15. They pull my child out for $20. So it is not a reflection, but it's a reality. I can come on here and let you know, brother, if you find, say, for a university in this country, they say they graduate, maybe they put out 1,500 students. I can beat my chest, challenge almost 8% of those students. It is not the students' fault, but they're not quit. They're not equipped. They're not fit.
Okay, then that takes me to the next question I wanted to ask you, because we also saw you in Lofa County. I'm not sure that happened in Lofa or where, but we also saw a teacher.
Yeah, Lofa in Kwadu Bonin district.
In the Kwadu Bonin district. We also saw a teacher who you interviewed, first thing I wanted to clear out, was this teacher under the influence? Secondly, what does that say from a general perspective in preparing these children for the future, whether for university or whether to take over the country in government or whether to do other things or whatever it is? What does that say?
I did that video, I think, a couple of years ago when President Weah visited Kwadu Boni, and I crossed the security was trying to bull him around, and then I went and tried to intervene. The goal was not to interview him. I didn't know he was a teacher. So I saw some of the students, they had already gotten a spot. So he said, oh, but I'm the head of those students there. So I said, you sure? He said, yes. So I said, okay. He started us a little bit. So I talked to the security. In the interim, right after all of that, so I asked him, you're a teacher? He said, yes, you know. So I don't mind if I do camera. And then he gave me the go ahead. That's how, you know, that interview happened, and it turned into a disaster. You saw the interview. However, we cannot beat on these teachers. So because those ones, they like filling a gap that is so huge that no one's willing to fill. So if you go in places like Zwedru, Grand Jida County, where I'm from, you found one teacher teaching 9 high school a day. And he's got only, you go from 8 so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. Some people 2, 3. So it's 7 hours. So he has 1 period per school. He goes to Julia High, he teaches for 45 minutes. In fact, he within 35 minutes, he gives out 10 minutes and leave a student to take care of the activities of the class, because he had to run to the other class on a bike.
Okay.
And you listen to some of the students, you're gonna scratch your head. And some of the students you listen, like there was a school I went there, the kids were all in 6th grade, and I did some lecture with them. They were so brilliant. I imagine even amid these challenges, if these students were armed with the real weapons of education, imagine how they would turn out. Then I went to another school where I interacted with all high schools, and I will get the footage. That was in Greenville, County, Harper, all of these places. I mean, it was dismal, very bad.
Okay.
To hear these students.
Any question or concern before we go to the lines? Because we'd like the people to react with the director. Go ahead, please.
I mean, I'm listening to the conversation, and it's kind of interesting. These things, they are not strange. They are not outlier situation. That's just the present reality in Liberia. Everything in Liberia is fundamentally broken, including education. And he said it right. You cannot expect gravy from an ingredient that only meant for dry rice. Look, Steve, we are not ready for business in that country. And the people who can keep saying, oh, Liberia will rise, I don't know which planet they live on, because there is nothing about Liberia that tells you that the future will be better 20 or 25 years from now. And it starts with education. Look, when you come to this country, the people will tell you environment will always trump genetics. Not everybody was born with extra superhuman capability. But when you give people the tools and resources, they will come out, they will be the best people. You're talking about dividing classes with laptops and people sitting on gallon, and you got dilapidated building, and you want for better outcome to come from those kind of situation. And you said it right. One teacher teaching 9 high school. How possible can that be? So the situation from buying that video is just telling you what Liberia will become 20 or 25 years from now. That's what you are seeing right now. It's a snapshot of the come. And until we can get better leadership, because everything comes down to leadership. Steve, no matter how much you invest in Liberia, an individual cannot build a country. It comes down from smart, innovative, or how they can call it, policy that will transform people's life. So there is nothing we can say. Everything is broken down. So these statistics, they are not strange. We've been hearing about them. We have been seeing them. We are seeing the outcome. Steve, post something on Facebook. Let the average student comment on it. You can't even make sense of their sentence, their sentences. It's happening all over the country. So if you are seeing it happening now, what do you think will happen 15 or 20 years down the road? And that's what the brother is saying. Yeah, he's just throwing light on something we are already aware of.
Yeah.
And people, and at the end of the day, the politics will always be involved, because to get better leadership, you got to go through the political process to get better leadership before they can come up with policy that will end up affecting your life. Look at our national budget. Our budget alone, how much is allocated to education as opposed to paying interest on loan to IMF? You do the math, and you want to tell me that will become a better country 20 years from now? You are joking. The worst. It will be worse than what it is right now. That's just what you're saying. But anyway,
let's go to the last part. The laboratory can ask the director some questions and interact with him directly.
Oh yes.
And then hopefully we can come back again for another set of questions before we close. Milborn, can you please help us?
Wonderful. So the line already active, and to this first caller, good evening.
Good evening, Milborn, and let me say good evening to Opa and Monk. You see, let me agree with you guys.
What's your name?
I'm David King. I do join you from the Ravens Fee this evening. You see, Liberia will now grow. Last year, I was fortunate to have listened to one of your sisterly platforms, which happened to be the school network. And Stanton were asking Dr. Richardson, can we continue to defend the government? Because if people will take 419 and bring to the country, and they make Liberians to pour their money in there. I know Matthew Yamplo. Matthew Yamplo, he was a young man, he was stand for what is right. All right, he's not a coward. So if, I want to say something, and every Liberian should ask President Wakai to do the same to those guys who brought Alolo buses, those guys who brought yellow machine, because the entire scholarship stuff, they also connect with what happened with the Ghanaian old buses and the yellow machine. So if you suspend your plan today, Mama accountability and Mandela Cooper and other people, Crispy and other people, they should also be suspended.
All right, 077-285-961. That's the number to call. Please 1 minute per call, because we have a lot of people also on the line. I want to be part of this show this evening again. This is the SKTV show right here on Truth FM 96.1. They are the soul of Liberia. 077-285-961. That's the number for you to call to be part of the show this evening. Again, 077-285-961. Call in, and we have our team of panelists. And also on today, we are also opportunity to have with us Mr. Kwame Opa Weeks, also one of the strong son of Liberia, who also been doing a lot of research and also doing his own humanitarian work beyond the same there, also be a politics or not, making sure that they go from place to place. So again, 077-285-961. That is 0777-285-961. That's the number for you to call to be part of the SKTV show this evening. Let me see how best to go to the line and take this call. Hello? Hello? All right, 077-285-961. That's the number for you to call to be part of the SKTV show this evening right here on Truth FM. This caller, good evening. Hello? Please move away from the baby. Hello, go ahead. Your name and from where you join us.
Yeah, my name is Badro. I'm calling from Rafi. How is you?
What?
So I beg one for you to stay forever.
All right, the Zogos are giving you a hard time. Police are listening. LDE are listening. So let's call a good evening. No, please move away from the monitor. 077-285-961. That's the number for you to call to be part. And let me see, I think my warranty also calling me on this side. Let me get to the Oma. Yeah, my warranty, good evening. Well, we got to thank God as usual. Thank God for life, even though every day you wake up, different news, different story about our own country. But and how you doing? Everything?
Yeah, I tell God thank you. I give God the praise for today. Yesterday I was downhearted yesterday when the station went off. Before I called you last day.
Yeah, indeed.
Thank you for the show this week. And I want to tell Opa we God thank you. I hear his voice today. I want to tell you thank you. This is my word day. I want to tell the SK family thank you. I want to tell God thank you. I want to tell the SK family, those that not know me, that only heard my voice, that put their resources together.
Oh, I don't know, but maybe mother was a woman last. Yeah, so Mark, that's the woman there that the team helped. So she gave him back. Yeah, a lot of that's called. Good evening. Wonderful. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, the president was suspending, I mean, the president is they say but there's something because the minister telling the truth. Telling you that we're putting the truth. But the president was suspended, and the president is here, or they kind of people thing that going on in the country. Even the bosses, the yellow machine, told the war, and that people are, they told the country how to put a team on the yellow machine. They will put that dog, that something like that. So the government is also crooked going on in the country. It's not acceptable for it. Like the kind of things that people can pull some off. So each time, man.
All right. The old man know about all of the crooked things that are ongoing. 077-285-961. That's the number to call. Liberia, speak out. Be part of the show. This is the SKTV show right here on Truth FM 96.1, and we have Opa Kwame Weeks, one of your own son or brother. Also, yeah. Today's call up. Yeah. Good evening.
Yeah. I want to ask this question. Is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs?
Hello. What's your name? Please take your own time before you ask the question.
Okay, my name is Samson K. Kamo.
Okay, go ahead, Samson.
I'm calling from Ghana. When it comes to scholarships, is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in charge of scholarship this time now, not education? That's my question.
Go, wonderful. I think Mr. Witt's going to answer. Keep a call coming 077-285-961. That's the number to call right now on Truth FM from Bon County, Banga. Is also calling and asking questions as to who responsible when it comes to scholarship. Today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, man.
Yeah, my brother, go ahead. Your name and from where you join us?
I'm calling. My name is Prince Kessel. I go for
Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, what my mind is that we the citizens have to move to RLG on Monday or Tuesday to tell the management team that those 33 lawmakers shouldn't go back over there again. They should go back to their houses.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Today's caller, good evening.
Good evening, Mabel, and let me say good evening to the many listeners.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm Ambassador Brothers and I'm from Weaver community. Let me say the hats up to Big Brother, Mr. Witt, Kwame Witt. It has been a long time. I've seen on the social media. And maybe let me just say clear, I've not yet seen Mr. Witt face to face, but he has my admiration. I love his humanitarian work, and I pray that God will continue to use him for him to put a blessing to thousands of young people within Liberia. Thank you very much for pulling me the time.
Thank you so much. So that go back to my warranty. Man, you alive? Hello? Oh, okay. So I don't know, boy. Like our network is really giving a hard time. Yeah. So let's call a good evening. Yeah, go ahead. Well, my brother, okay though, just that the news can be coming every day, it can just be surprising to us.
The scholarship, the government concerning
Yes, we're getting you. We're listening to you.
Thank you very much. Look, for those who, there is really a surprise to those who put that this government who believe that this government was going to do good, right? But Joseph Waka, as the president of this country, has been his killer from the genesis of his whole life. Someone who brought good from Lofa, a man nourished good, he will feed himself anyway with some water, to be sold to another person. What do you expect for it, man?
All right, thank you so much. When brother will laugh, you can say with me. So let's call a good evening. Yeah, man. Yeah, my brother, go ahead. I got the job of me to laugh.
This is Victorine, commonly known as Mr. Reality. Yeah, I listen to my friends are calling on the show. You follow, you listen. I'm started listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that today I just decided to call.
Thank you so much for calling, my brother. That's good.
Yeah, so I listen to more is my brother. I always listen to. I always listen to more.
Okay.
I think more. I really enjoy it. The way of analyzing the talk show because I always follow more and most of it talk is very good.
All right.
Yeah, I really enjoy more. I think I need more. I reaching to truth. They need is truth because you always saying the truth.
All right, thank you so much. So let me see how better to call our Oma. Yeah, the Oma is struggling. Man worried. Yeah, she want to also appreciate Mr. Weeks. You know, that's the beauty of life. So let me see how best if we not call it. Yeah, hold on. Let me call. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So man worried. Sorry to the network. Been giving us hard time. Yeah, but.
As I was saying, I want to say thank you to the SK TV and the SK Radio family. You know, 2FA and then with 2FA since April, God said we don't start following 2FA.
Wow.
So for SK TV, since they started the show and then listening. But for them to hear my voice, they don't know me from anywhere. For them to do that a day for me. More. I was able to pay that man and slept. But in that a month, I was able to buy my children uniform, to buy my children both pair, to buy something at least for my woman retail, but my next one a bag of flour to be frying. Don't know, I need to my children to get appreciated. I want to appreciate them. No, still no children desire, don't make in America desire for their own family. What will bring it to pass? Promotion will be their portion. They will never live in America for nothing. Anything they want in life, what will bring it to pass? For coming to my rescue. I want to bless God for them. I want to bless God for them. And I want to tell about we. He never stay because to the in power. So he will put up a laptop job to from going to place to see how education system looking. They are one Lord make there. They eat hotel. They whatever they pass, they don't go nothing for education. For the teacher money in the hotel because they don't want people. Let God punish them. Let God be with you. But let God bless you for taking my quality, my children in school, and buy their uniform.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Even the Oma also blessing, and at the same time, yeah, she also she's so much frustrated with our lawmaker. So let's call a good evening. Take one or two more calls and cross over to the team. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, okay. Good evening, Uncle. How everything? I don't know, two of your sons or one of your sons is here also anyway. Yeah, Mr. Weeks.
I listen, you know when you are with Lena, I always follow me, bro. Something like him story from Visual Island there. It was so touching. And people are calling from all over. He's always like that. He always do good research. But you know, I listen to the suspension letter of Matthew Nyemplu. One thing I can say is,
wow. Uncle Steve of the line. Let me just come, Uncle, back quickly. Then we go because we gotta move now. Let me see quickly, please. 1 minute. Oh, no, credit on the side. Yeah, so I don't know what about Ogo still call back. Yeah, they like hello. Okay, so Steve quickly. Yeah, so because Uncle is one of the regular follower of the show. Hello?
Yeah, so we can get to the
Yeah,
director.
okay, go ahead.
So I say the action taken on Martin Yato, assistant minister, because he predicted last year the minister proper information for him said, I mean saying said, while you are talking, you know that it can cause your jaw. Then he said you call school and say, I don't care. I see his suspension as a victim of conscience. You know, when somebody takes decisions to save the nation, and few group of people will put together and say he's a bad person. Then that group of people, they are the bad people. Then you try to save the nation. You know, the people be paying that 236. You know, some of them had a food to eat, but because they see it as an opportunity, not knowing it's a fake, it's a scam. SCAN, scam. Yes. So
All right.
Marvin, don't worry. God will lift you up.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Uncle. And you'll be our last caller. Steve, Mark, and Mr. Weeks. You're listening to Liberians.
Well, thank you so much, Milbon. Let's turn on to the Director Weeks. How do you react to the Liberians who've called in to speak with you or to hear from you? Are you there?
Yeah, first, we'll just start from bottom to top to that caller who was talking about because the MICAT suspension letter. You know, if you're working, I feel sorry for Brother Yamplu. He's a little brother. I know him. It was outright wrong. Even if the program was a sham and all of that, you're a mouthpiece of the government. You're not an advocate. You're not in opposition. You have to you just talk like that. You got to go, and even you have your buses out there, you know. So I'm not supporting the government, but he was outside the. It's wrong. You just don't do that. There's to know whether the foreign minister is the one responsible for scholarships. When these scholarships come, and there's no way journalistically I can come out and say, you know, they are fake or they're real. But when they come, sometimes our foreign ministers will out of the country and people will give them scholarships and all of that. And so you have to go through them. You travel to those countries to get the scholarship. You got to go through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You understand? They will have to do a processing, everything, and on all of that. It's not a private scholarship. So always keep that. And then if we address this education system in our country void of politics, because I was in the CDC government, for example, and I confronted the Minister of Education, Professor Sonny. And I said, look, Prof, I travel across this country. You have hundreds, if not thousands of schools that are not legally registered, you know? And why is that? His answer to me, you know, even though it's illegal, but, you know, we don't have, instead of the children becoming Zogo, let them just stay in the classroom. Yeah, it's a good answer. The law is the law. It's either you don't try to dig one hole to cover another hole. Simple. Because if they are not registered, that means they're not regulated. The teachers that are coming in there, you either let these students not just know anything at all, versus then they have big and cause a lot of damage and havoc to the system. So can we take some of the blame? Yes. Then fast forward to this current government, still the same thing. It is the same people. Government in Liberia never changes. It is only the face. Don't let them fool you. We're all the same people. It's just like you have a with 25 crabs in the top, and you just changing the position, but you have the same 25 crabs running things. So you're going to still have the same smell in that tub. Everybody going to be pooping on everybody, spitting on everybody. Everything's going to happen. So it's not like you're plugging in America. They will plug one crab out of that tub, put in different place, and put a new crab in there. That's not what's happening in Liberia. Look at all the mess today. Look at all the mess. And you have students who will graduate from our medical academy or school, our top-notch TMINA or whatever nursing school with the BSN, MSN or whatever, and they travel to the United States of America, and they go there with the intention, especially when Johnny just come, you think, say, oh yeah, I'm a bachelor in nursing, I'm a registered nurse in Liberia, we're giving people injection in JFK. You get to the United States of America, ma'am, it's different. You got to sit the state board. They're not just going to pour you injection in your hand from the airport and you start juking the white people or the black people or the American citizens or foreigners, because there are liability stuff that you have. Steve knows that. So what you do, you have to sit the American state board test. No matter where you come from, you can come from India. And if you look at it up to now, not even 1% of the students that travel to the United States have ever passed that test. Some of them end up changing professions. That's why you see, even in the United States, you will find a Liberian who graduated with a law degree in the United States, but he's working in a group home because he's not comfortable in his skin to go to some law firm and say, let me work like a Nigerian or any of these people. Why? Because you bring it back home. We don't have these kind of professional teachers that are. Steve graduated from Actual High School because he was the smart student in the class, and there are no teachers. Steve now starts to teach 7th to 8th grade with no teaching skills. He now fills that gap. The longer Steve stays there, he moved from there. He come to University of Liberia. He start going to these that. He graduated from the University of Liberia as maybe so-called cum laude or summa cum laude or whatever, top in his class. Next week, he's professor assistant. So it is, we are the same crap in the
I think the director.
You can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Sorry, you were frozen there.
Yeah, you can have. I know the professors who decide, say no, when they want to come into Liberia and offer their education knowledge at various government institutions or stuff here, to even get them to teach for free. The guys, even in Liberia, think these guys are coming to take their so-called jobs, and these professors will walk around and end up going back, not knowing they came voluntarily to give, to help the educational system. So whatever is happening, whether they do medicine with us and our children, or some kind of cult that's happening with the whole thing, and this, if you do this more on a Liberian and not Joseph Walker, George Weah, or that person, Liberia can get better.
So, Mr. Weeks, 30 seconds, please. Someone from the U.S. just want to talk to you quickly before we go off, because we will be here up to 8:15. Yes, go ahead. You are live.
Yes, hi. My name is Melinda, and I just wanted to speak to Mr. Weeks. I know he was part of the CDC government, and for Liberia to move forward, I feel that we need to put people in position that will move the country forward, regardless of parties, if we want to see Liberia succeed. You may not like the person that may be coming in to make the change, but we have to rally against somebody to move our country forward. I feel that Liberia had a missed opportunity for not electing Alexander Cummings because he had the mindset of change to move our country forward. He was working with Rwanda, bringing the same plan that moved Rwanda forward to put in Liberia. He's the only person that have a STEM education in our country. So I feel if somebody with that mindset, with the vision, and have a STEM education, he would, nationalize STEM education for our country. We don't have to like these people, but we have to stand behind somebody to move the country forward for the sake of our children and the future for our generation. So I don't know who in presidency, but when I see you have a vision, because when you get into that mansion, you will come look for me. I just want you to pave the way for a better Liberia. So if we know somebody has the vision, somebody has the potential, somebody has the heart, and have the qualification to put system in place, we will be gone. Our children will benefit it tomorrow. And I think as Liberians, we need to come together, put party aside, because when party goes there, they don't know us. They don't know our people struggling. We will put party aside and put the right person there to pave the way for a better Liberia. And like Mom said, education is the one holding us back. We can have a better country, you can have a good job, you can have a good home. But if you get outside your house and you see the people on the street, they don't have the qualification. They don't have the opportunity to do certain jobs. Those same people will come and disturb your home. Guess what? You may be in our face enjoying, but they're on the street struggling. You can't live in somewhere that everybody else struggling, then you don't expect them to come see. You don't expect them to come, disturb you. We can't forget about the people. We have to invest in them. That's why we need to put our hands around people that will move the country forward.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we gotta go. Yeah.
So we look like I won't call her here. And hopefully we'll call her today, but we'll be on tomorrow for sure. I will reach out to the director to see if he can join us. But let me get this caller really quick. Caller, what's your name? Caller, for please.
Steve and the rest of the team, Melbourne, and my son, Brazil, man, who gave me trying to give me a heart attack, but it's okay. He will be fine. When your mom will even take care of him. So, but I needed to come in from the guest. I think he's already gone from as an educator in the United States. We see every child. Okay, the future of the nation depends on what we put into the children. Every child that works in your classroom, that child is a potential president, the Surgeon General, okay, the health director, the next senator, the health neurosurgeon, and that's the way we see our children. In fact, the state of Georgia spends 37% of its budget on education. 37% on education, on the 40 billion. All right. So until Liberia start, because the future depends on what we do today for our children, and we all preach on this. You cannot change your nation based just on political point. When you see other nations, say other nations are doing it, they're doing it because they already have the structure. They have the things in place to impact and change their environment and the next generation. Steve, I think you know this. Nema County alone got over 15,000 volunteer teachers. Get in, get out. You cannot bring people to volunteer and anticipate that you're going to yield any results. All right. And two, the people in power, all that have been power, who have money like that, the children don't go to the school. I see people talking about the children that debated the other day. I'm not my chest and say kudos to those children. The mere fact that they can even speak English. English is not their first language. What we are teaching them, what we are giving to them is what they're producing until we start prioritizing themselves. Is just stopping and taking all the funds in the country, all right, to pay themselves your loan because we'll be out for almost 1 month, all right. And Liberians are still sitting there waiting for a savior. No savior will come and come for you. But see, let's have a conversation on this. You guys have to call me in, or a few educators in America. What is required for you to get into the school classroom in other countries, so we can have that educate our people. I know your time is over.
Thank you.
So thank you.
I'll beg you, Melbourne. This is our out of country call. Let me get this person on really quick. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from, please? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, what's your name? Where you calling from, please?
Oh, this is Siliki Kumar. Call Kigali, Rwanda.
Sidiki Koma from Rwanda. What's your take, my man? What's going on?
Yeah, good. So I just want to speak about the scholarship stuff. So, President Mark, thank you so much for your courage in speaking out to our people. But this is what I want you to understand, President Mark. Liberian people are going to listen to you because, you know, especially the whole scholarship process is kind of easy. And Liberian people, we get easy things. When you go on our link, you check it out. According to the people, they said the scholarships are fully funded scholarship. But they're not even asking the people to write an essay, nothing. Anybody can just apply, you send an application, and they see you have been accepted. Just because of that, they're not going to listen. If you talk another adjustment, they're not going to listen to you because at the end of the day, once they apply, they can receive an email that they have been accepted into the program, blah, 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 blah. So whatsoever consequences that will come to at the end of the day, they will just feed at the end of the day, then they will complain as they usually do. So they're not going to listen to you because at the end of the day, Liberian people, they always want something that is so easy. But as usual, only from the scholarship come with what essay writing. Based on the kind of essays you write, you know, that's how they pick people, they select people. But Liberian people, they just want something, you know, that's so easy at the end of the day. That's why today, you know, we are where we are as a country. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Well, Director Weeks, we are out of time. And so maybe we'll get your partner come and coordinate behind closed doors so that we can bring you back on because this is a serious conversation.
For sure, we need more than this. Sure.
Yes, your presence on these issues, you know, and on other national issues will be needed. And so you take trouble now. Let me put it in the Liberian way. I'll be calling you back with that. Well, what say you? How do you close? What do you say to our people in closing or parting from us today?
First of all, how much Barcelona paying you for that T-shirt?
Well, my man, Barcelona, we're discussing behind closed doors because I don't want people
okay.
coming
I need to tell SK say I need to charge that man for giving them the free publicity. But having said that, I listened to Cyrus and he put it well and all the last color, your last color. Anything, Steve, that you want, any topic in this country, and I don't want to boast, I will give it to you raw as it is, whether you like it, and it will be based on facts. And anyone challenge me, I'll put out the videos on these interviews. So pick any topic, you say whether healthcare or soccer or sports or has to do with anything in this country, because we have used our camera broadly in the more panoramic view area and honestly to collect all this information and data and be willing to present it to our leaders who are willing, you know, to make use of it. So if you were a minister of education and you invited Kwame Opa Weeks to your office and said, look, please.
Well, the director is having some troubles there with connections. Monk, let's close for today. Tomorrow we'll get into in-depth politics. We'll get into in-depth politics. What say you? How do you close?
Yeah, I think the brother will have to come back on the show because I keep saying this thing is beyond politics. It's beyond. Can you hear me?
Yeah, he's back. Like a partner comments. Oh, Monk left. Yes, Director Weeks, please.
Yes. So, sorry about that. But like, if you invited us to your office and you was like, you were like, look, tell me what's happening. What can we do? And all of that. I will give them all the information as it is, raw. So whether it's up to them to process it, make use of it, or do something with it, fine, it's up to them. But Steve, thanks for having me on the show. And I must say thanks to all the other colors and let's try to do this again.
Yes, you'll be hearing from us. You'll be hearing from us for sure. We'll communicate here. Tomorrow we have another segment. It's more political. If you're comfortable with the political part, we'll talk beyond close to definitely. Yeah, but Monk, what say you? The director was here with us. Great insight. What say you, Monk?
Man, he did a splendid job. I mean, he came with the data, he came with the statistic, and these things are the truth. The only thing is we need to talk about solution. That we all know the problem in Liberia, except for those that are not paying attention or for those that want to play politics. And everything starts from the top, Steve. That's why it is. When you talk about holistic approach, when you talk about the infrastructure, whether it's healthcare, whether it's education, whether it's infrastructure, whether it's electricity, every major institution is broken in our country. And the sooner we can realize that as a people, and that's my fear about the whole thing about our democracy, because no individual is going to save Liberia. No cavalry is coming to save Liberia. Nobody will come from some outer space, from extraterrestrial figure that is coming to rescue Liberia. It takes smart leadership. It takes a holistic approach in terms of investment in critical institutions. That's the only way we can make progress. So at the end of the day, even our people, they are accomplices. We talk about this thing. Steve, how often when we talk about it, you're posting, oh yeah, guys, that's the truth. They come here to even attack you, who happens to be the messenger. So until we can get beyond that politics, that's why I keep telling you, I will keep saying it on this platform. I believe from what I'm seeing, the resurrection of Liberia or the forward movement agenda of Liberia will not come from the ballot box. I will tell you why. And I don't want to play politics. That you saw what happened in Grand Bassa County with McGill. Steve, man, we will talk about that tomorrow, hopefully. But these are some of the examples that we're talking about. We're talking about your lawmaker. We have people here taking side between the majority and the minority black. You talking about the education of your children. You look at the lady that called. And once again, I would tell Benjamin Jonah, or how they call Morris Dukley and Eugenia and our brother from Florida for helping that lady. But unfortunately, that's not a solution. The people in America don't have all that resources to solve the country's problem. That's why you elect a public official. It is their responsibility. And if you think that will come on SKTV, will come with this information only for political reasons, then you are getting it wrong. Because at the end of the day, you guys are the one that are on the front line. Your children are the one that will be destroyed. Their future will be destroyed. The country resources will be abused, and you will pay. We all will pay the consequences, directly or indirectly. I keep telling folks, the only difference between we and the people in Liberia, we are being affected indirectly, and they are being affected directly because they are on the front line. But we all got to stick in this fight, and I believe if we can rise above this thing about politics and put your political party, your tribal sentiment aside, and come down to better leadership, that's the only way the country will get better. Until then, we'll keep running on the same cycle and spinning on the same hamster wheel into perpetuity. Nothing is going to happen in Liberia. That's just the reality, bro.
Most definitely, Monk. We will you 100%. Tomorrow will be on. We'll talk more politics tomorrow. We'll talk about the young man that was extradited to Guinea. We're getting some developments about the story as well. We didn't want to mix everything, but we'll talk about those things tomorrow, especially the politics of the day. We'll definitely get into the politics of the day. We'll talk about what's going on within the United Party as well. We saw Amin Modase in there today, Luther Tape, and what other guy, and the Secretary General Amos Stoyer. All of them say executive, but they're still pulling the party. When you say it, they say you hate the government, you hate this. But these are things that should be done. You have to choose. Either you're in the executive, it doesn't work that way. It's not best practice. When we say, you say we hate this person, we hate that person. We saw Amin Modase in that time, he failed to say the airlifter here and brought him there, he want to be there. You know what I mean?
And tomorrow we'll continue with our weekly contribution because we didn't hit our target yesterday. We forgot it. I forgot. It just came to my mind. Sometimes people usually show up for SKTV on Saturday or Sunday because Sunday ends the week automatically for SKTV. We don't roll over after Sunday because it's the weekend. So hopefully other people that want to chime in with SKTV to meet our operational goals, then you can do it tomorrow. But I think tomorrow.
We're reaching out to Chairman Representative Musa Hassan to join the conversation tomorrow, especially because national security issues going on. So we have to, in the House of Representatives, he's the chair there. So you have to come in for us to talk to see what's going on and where we are, because this is very, very serious. These are critical times. And so that being said, Thanks to our supporters. Thanks to those who follow us. Thanks for following the show today.
And you know, Steve, you
Yes.
know my question for the chairman, because he's the one the chair on the national security.
My man,
Once the 72-hour ultimatum comes to an end and Joseph Boaga government cannot produce the living body of that particular individual, what will be the next course of action? I hope the chairman can come prepared tomorrow if he's going to show up.
Well, to some extent, we are aware of the next course of actions, but we'll discuss some of these things tomorrow. But folks, let's have a good weekend. Stay safe, stay out of trouble.
Oh, yeah, man. Thank you.
There are things we can do. We bring good news and we give it to you. We touch it, but there are things we can do. We bring it.